Before we dive into Market Monkey, we need to cover three structural context tools inside Bookmap. We have VWAP, Volume Profile, and the newly added Market Profile, which includes both the TPO and volume distributions. These tools show you where the market previously accepted price and where participation was concentrated. So in other words, they show you structure, not behavior. Now let's start with VWAP. VWAP stands for Volume Weighted Average Price, and it represents the average traded price over a defined time window weighted by volume. This means the larger trades have more influence on the calculation than the smaller trades, which makes VWAP a meaningful reference point for where the majority of participation occurred. Now, VWAP does not predict direction and it does not automatically act to support a resistance. What it tells you is where the average participant transacted during the defined anchor period. So if price is above VWAP, it simply means price is currently trading above the average value of that session. And if price is below VWAP, it means price is trading below average price. So when price rotates around VWAP, it suggests balance around the reference point. So in Bookmap, we use anchored VWAP rather than a rolling VWAP because the anchor defines the participation window. For crypto, we anchor VWAP to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is the daily reset used by major exchanges. This ensures the VWAP represents the true daily participation cycle. We also enable the standard deviation bands, which show how far price has extended away from that average value. So these bands do not provide trade signals alone, but they do help you understand when price is trading near value versus when it's trading at statistical extremes relative to that value. So I like to use two VWAPs, a daily VWAP and a New York VWAP. Again, the daily VWAP is anchored at 7 p.m. EST for the crypto open, and the New York VWAP is anchored to 9:30 a.m. EST at the New York open. So you can create these by clicking here on Create VWAP Session Time. Then you can enter a name for your VWAP here, and I will choose VWAP Test here. And then we start the anchor for the open for a daily VWAP. So now we have the date and time in here. Come down to anchor points. Next, click on this add button. And now what we're going to do is copy and paste the same exact date and time as the anchor we used before and paste that into here. Then after that, choose 1 day for the interval. And if you want, you can come down here and add any deviation bands you want. And that's it. Next, just pick your colors and you're good to go. Now, let's move to the market profile next. Now, Bookmap just released the market profile, and it's a very nice addition, so I'm glad they finally got around to doing that. So the market profile, which includes TPO, or time price opportunity profile, along with the volume profile. Now, the volume profile shows us how much volume traded at each price level. And this creates a distribution that allows you to see exactly where participation was concentrated. The most important level in the volume profile is the point of control, or the POC. This is the price level where most volume traded during that session, which represents the strongest area of agreement between buyers and sellers. So we also display the value area high and the value area low, and this defines the range where the majority of participation occurred. Now, while the volume profile shows where the most volume traded, the market profile, or TPO, shows where price spent the most time. This helps you see where the market accepted price versus where it moves quickly and rejected price. Now, let's run through the settings here. You first see the calculation section, and we match the tick size to 1 price aggregation. Then we set the time to align with the crypto daily session starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This keeps all of our structural references consistent with the actual participation cycle of the market. Next, we go down and make sure to enable outside VA background, show POC, value area high, and value area low levels so we can clearly see where value formed. Then we also click to enable the volume profile, as well as the initial balance, which the initial balance is the first two 30-minute candles of the session open. So now you should see the market profile and the volume profile displayed on this screen. Now I also have an SVP column here on the right, and that is just a mirror of the volume profile we just set up. Now you don't have to have both of these if you don't want, but the SVP column does not display the value area low or value area high, so I prefer to have the market profile on the chart rather than the column, but again, it's just personal preference. Now, later on in this course, we will combine these structural reference points with real-time order flow tools like the heat map, volume bubbles, and absorption, and you will start to be able to see how participants behave when price returns to these areas. And that is where execution clarity comes from. So for now, your responsibility is simply just to understand what these tools represent. VWAP shows you the average price. The volume profile shows you the volume distribution, and the TPO shows you the time distribution. So together, they define structure of participation. These are the tools that we're going to be using for our map or to create context and location.